So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. Today we are going to discuss on multiple processes which are used for incident management, which are project management practices. So, we are going to discuss on uh, agile processes. We are going to discuss on difference between waterfall model and agile model, and how we are using that in support systems. Before that, if you want interview questions at free of cost for application support, desktop support, please feel free to message me on complexsql or mail me on complexsql@gmail.com, which you can see on the screen. So let's get started. So what exactly the waterfall model or traditional project management model and agile model? So if you can see in waterfall model, we have the different phases. Like we will start with requirement gathering phase. Then we are having the design phase, then development phase, then testing phase, and then deployment phase, right? And let's say you are targeting to complete one of the website, which is complexsql.com. Okay. One project came to you and you require to complete that. Then if you follow the traditional waterfall model, then requirement gathering phase will be for 2 months, design phase will be for 2 months, development phase for 6 months, let's say, testing phase for 4 months, and deployment phase for 4 months. Okay, let's assume that. So 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 6, 14 months, and 15, 16, 17, 18 months project is there for complexsql.com. And let's say in between that 18 months, stakeholders will come up with the different approach or different functionality. Then what will happen? Again, it will go to requirement gathering, then again, it will go to design, then development, then testing, and then deployment, right? So the key drawback is if there are multiple gaps or if there are advanced systems or advanced technologies are coming, which you require to implement it in the application level. So it will be difficult for us to use the traditional project management model. So we are using agile software development model. Okay. So here, what exactly the difference between traditional and agile model? So first is late product delivery. So as I have explained you in this notepad file, so it will deliver late. So if you require the early feedback from the customer, then what you will do, you'll convert this traditional project management model into agile. Like you can do the deliveries or development for 15, you can convert that thing into 15 days sprint or 15 days time span, where you can do all requirement gathering to delivery phase or deployment phase in one go. Okay. So it is not for all the complexsql.com. Let's say at first stage, you just took the home page for complexsql.com. Okay. So you require to build home page for complexsql.com. So what require business analyst will do? They will take the requirement, gather the requirement in 2 days. Then designer will do design for in one day because it is a small amount of task. It is not for whole website. It is for only home page. Then development will take, let's say, 3 days. Testing will take 2 days, and deployment will take 1 days. So in 10 days time span, they have delivered a home page feature, a small part of that application. Okay. So that model is called as agile development model. Okay. Where we are focusing on the functionality, we are focusing on the customer feedback. Okay. So that is called as agile model. So there are multiple things the multiple processes we are using or frameworks we are using in agile development model, like Scrum is one of the feature. Most widely used is Scrum. So I'll just open that process here. Not sure why it is not opening. So Scrum. So first we will discuss the pointers on waterfall model and agile difference. So first is late product delivery. The first and important drawback of waterfall model is late product delivery as compared to agile model. The product needs to go through all the phases and it takes a month or quarters to deliver the product, actual product. But in agile, you can do the delivery of small features, small functionalities on time. Second is cost of rework. Let's say in between that 1 year time span, if new feature come, new functionality come, then it will cost more to implement that new functionality, right, in between the work. So the cost of rework is high in the agile approach. Big phase of requirement gathering. So in waterfall model, it is requirement gathering is big phase, but in agile model, we you required to just only gather the requirement for some functionalities, some features. So it is small as compared to waterfall model. Okay, this is about waterfall model and agile model difference. So there are multiple frameworks like Kanban is there, extreme programming is there, but today we are going to discuss on Scrum. Okay. So in Scrum is divided into multiple parts like sprint. Okay. Sprint is nothing but the iteration of multiple small phases. Sprint means what? So sprint is nothing but iteration of multiple small phases. So I have already given you the example of this complexsql.com. Okay. So yeah, where we were. So sprint is iteration of multiple small phases. So let's say you require to develop homepage for complexsql.com. So this is nothing but uh, you will take some amount of time, 10 days of time to deliver that homepage, right? So that you can call it as one sprint. So it is nothing but multiple small phases. In multiple small phases, you require to deliver your product. Okay. So sprint is for 10 to 15 days, or sometimes it is 3 weeks as well, as per the organization requirements. Okay, that is about sprint. Then second is in Scrum, it is a cross-functional team. First, it is cross-functional team, means we require to have multiple skill sets in development team. So the team formed in the Scrum will be not only for only developers, but also for testers are involved, there are business analysts involved, designers are involved, everyone is involved in that one Scrum team. So it is cross functional, it is self organized. So the team should have ability to take the decision by its own to meet the sprint deliverables. Team does have the ability to resolve conflicts. So team by themselves they require to resolve their conflicts. Okay. And they require to take the direct ownership of whatever work is assigned. Okay. So this is called as Scrum process. And there are multiple roles in the Scrum. One is product owner. Product owner is the person who is responsible for vision, goal, release, and return of investment for the product. Scrum master is the person who is responsible for Scrum processes, problem solving, and protection of development team. And Scrum master is also called as servant leader. Then development team. So I told you that development team is nothing but the combination of multiple team members involved. Like they are developers, testers, performance tuning engineers, all whatever required. Okay. So these are some important roles in the Scrum. What are important rituals or what are important meetings in the Scrum? So first is sprint planning meeting. So this is most important meeting where we are doing the planning for that specified sprint, which is 10 days sprint either, or 15 days sprint, or 3 week sprint. Daily scrum meeting, it is 15 minutes meeting where we are discussing the status of the issues or status of the cards from Jira application, right? So it is nothing but what you did yesterday, what you are going to do today, and is there any impediments? That three questions Scrum Master required to ask to the team. And if there are any impediments, it's Scrum Master duty to resolve that impediment. Then sprint review. So this process depends on the customer feedback, early customer feedback. So you require to take the feedback from not only the product owners, business analysts, but also the actual users for that application. So that is so there are different sprint review meetings organized for the same. Sprint retrospective, the Scrum Master's duty is to organize the sprint retrospective where we are discussing about the improvement plan for the team as well as improvement plan for the processes. And product backlog refinement session. So Scrum Master and product owner along with customer needs to schedule this meeting on regular intervals where we require to discuss about product backlogs. Okay. So these are multiple rituals and meetings in the Scrum, and deliverables produced are product backlog, sprint backlog, and increment. So that I will not cover in this lecture. But this is all about, or just you can say, at snapshot of the sprint uh, framework. Okay. So hope you like this video. If you like this video, kindly subscribe the channel. Click on bell icon.